Hey everybody, it's time for another Game Picker video, and today I am going to show a couple of PlayStation 4 games that I've picked up, but also two PlayStation 5 games. The PlayStation 5 games, yeah, they are not like on the expensive side. Most of these games that I will show are, yeah, definitely on the cheaper side, like around like 15. Although the final one though, that one is a bit more expensive, but also a bit tricky to find and actually to pick up for the PlayStation 4. Because it did not get like a PAL or an NTSC release even. Although, and having said that though, that game is even from a well-known series. It's kind of weird. I did not know that this version actually existed. So maybe you will learn something at the end of this video. I might have mentioned this game briefly in one of those videos in the last couple of weeks. But now we'll officially show it and put it in the spotlight. Anyway, for the PlayStation 5 games, they are more budget titles, and yeah, lately, especially for the PlayStation 5, more kind of focusing on some unknown titles or games that I normally would ignore, especially for full price. And the first one, yeah, got like a lot of like negative reactions, or yeah, when I was launched, it was like, maybe it's not for me. But now for the price, it seemed like a very good time to actually pick it up and try it out. And yeah, as mentioned, I have been doing that more for the PlayStation 5 because so far, trying out those games has been like rather like a very fun experience and also successful to a large extent so far. Because yeah, a while ago, I already spoke about this, like Evil West. It's a budget title, but yeah, you know, for around like 15 or so, it was a very good experience. You know, like here and there, not the best, but you know, a decent game. Had a great time with it. But the bigger one that really stands out to me and might have been, or so far, it is actually one of my favorite games of this year. Although it got released like last year, but I was able to pick it up for 14 euros, and that was Dragon Age Vilgard. Spent like 60 hours on it, could not stop playing it, had a blast, and really want to play it again. And yeah, it's very fun to discover those type of games. Normally, that's something that you would ignore because of like reactions or reviews, or you're just not sure about. So yeah, it's worth waiting. The first one, I also was able to pick this one up at my local CX while it was still there. Sadly, no, that is no longer the case. So it worked out with the price. I want to say I spent 12 or maybe 10 on this one. And it is Forspoken for the PlayStation 5. Now, I really don't know anything about Forspoken. I remember the trailer. The trailer was not the best. But besides like the trailer and the reviews when I saw this game though, what stands out to me is, first of all, like the combat seems like kind of leaning into like a RPG, but character action. It seems over the top, but visually quite impressive. But also just the movement around like the environment itself, you know, outside of the combat. Very fast, like parkour-ish. It seems cool. Now, I don't know anything about the story and if the story is good or not. But I do have an assumption that I will enjoy the combat. And maybe, you know, after 10 hours or so, I say like, yeah, I'm done. But, you know, if I get like that amount of hours of enjoyment out of this, like I'm okay with it. But I really want to experience Forspoken just on my own, with my own thoughts, and formulate my own opinion. Because, yeah, you know, it could suck if you miss out on it just based on like online shit, right? And 12 or around like 12 just seemed like a very decent price for a game like this. It doesn't have anything to do with Final Fantasy, correct? It's just like no Final Fantasy, but it has some similarities to it. Not with the gameplay, but just the story. I don't know. That's up to me to discover. The next one is not a budget title, but I was really like hoping to find this game for a very decent price and was finally able to do that. Because it is a very good collection, and as a young little kid, I played this game on my PlayStation 1. I want to say at least the first one and the second one, and maybe the third one. But it's Pyro, the Reignited Trilogy. yeah, it's a cheaper title nowadays, but I think this is like a fantastic collection, especially like when you look like what they did with remaking the Spyro games. Visually it looks cool. I would expect like the gameplay and the feel to be still there, that it actually feels like the prior, like the original Spyro games. But yeah, from a visual standpoint, it looks amazing. I really like the look of this game. But yeah, it's one of those games that I didn't want to pay like full price, but was really aiming to pay like around like 15 for this one, including shipping. So I was, yeah, finally found a decent copy on Vinted. And yeah, man, as a kid, I really enjoyed like the Spyro games. Very chill, charming, you know, a good like difficulty, not overly difficult, but you know, the exploration and the collecting, it just looks cool and very vibrant. I like it. Now, I still wonder if I should pick up that Crash Bandicoot one. That also visually looks pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. Like maybe for 15, but I have not really sought it out. Maybe you have like an opinion about it and I would like to hear it. Maybe at some point, like if you get this one, you need the Crash Bandicoot one, right? I enjoyed playing Crash in the past, and I do have the original Crash Bandicoot games, and also for Spyro. But I think I really enjoyed Spyro a lot more than Crash. It's a different type of game, I know, but you know what I mean. But yeah, let me know if you would or say like, hey, if you recommend like picking up the Crash Bandicoot game. The next one, this is an odd one. Less of a, well, the next one also got quite a few like negative reactions when it was announced, and also around the release. But I do believe that, you know, once people actually started to play it, they really enjoyed it more. But I think it was just the timing of the release compared to other games coming out. The timing was terrible. Anyway, it is Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, for the PlayStation 4. And yeah, also was able to pick this one up at my local CX for 12 euros, which was definitely like the price that I was aiming for this one. Yeah, it just seems like a very cool game for that price, right? Is it fair to call it like a character action type of game? But yeah, of course it is about the Guardians of the Galaxy, so you can switch around with the different characters that you have in the party. Let's call it like you can select like the different characters, and they have their different abilities, and it just seems like a very hectic, chaotic, like not too difficult, like game, very involved, like with the combat and the gameplay. And yeah, whenever I just see like gameplay footage of it, it just seems like a very fun game to play. And also, if I'm correct, like the story is actually like the main point of this game, that the story is definitely like super good or good. So yeah, really am curious about it. I said it to some extent like in the beginning of the intro of this game with the timing. I think the reactions were a bit like on the negative side, because it seemed like one of those like online gas type of games, like, oh, I need to play this online together with friends, and it's not like a single player experience, but that is actually not the case. But it just seemed kind of like it, and I think people got like already at the time like a bit bored about that stuff. So I think that the timing was not correct. So people kind of did not filter like their opinion about Guardians of the Galaxy, or were too quickly to ignore this one. But yeah, I'm very curious about it. But I have a feeling I will enjoy this one a ton. Yeah, I have a feeling about that. I might be very incorrect. But I've seen a lot of gameplay of it. Luckily, don't know anything about the ending. Don't spoil the ending for me. But yeah, very curious to check it out. The next one, picked it up because it was on sale, like new, for 15 euros. Has been a theme in this video, and also in last week's video with the Switch, that is to me just one of those price points where I feel like, oh, if it is a decent game and for 15, you know, rather cheaper than that though, but 15 seems like, oh, that seems like good with shipping. But that is Alone in the Dark. Now, listen. I think I will enjoy this, but I really don't know. When I see like the trailer, I'm like, yeah, that seems like decent, but I want to say this game got quite a bit of like a big patch afterwards to improve certain elements of like Alone in the Dark. Now, with the trailer, it seems more like an action type of game, similar to like a Resident Evil 4-ish. But if you go in there expecting that, maybe then it's not good, because it leans a bit more on, yeah, like solving puzzles and such. But I'm not sure, and that is why I am really curious about this. And again, 15 just seemed like a very good price point to just check it out and see if it is something for me. But you know, it's a horror game, so most likely in 20 years this one is super stupid expensive. I don't know. That's a joke, by the way. That's a joke. But horror games, horror games on the PlayStation consoles is crazy. But yeah, Alone in the Dark. I thought it was worth a shot, and at least visually it looks kind of cool. So I'm just very curious about it. So a very similar situation to like Forspoken. And the final game is Devil May Cry 4, the special edition. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this one did not get like a PAL or NTSC release. So this is the Asian release, and the only way to play like Devil May Cry 4 on a PlayStation 4 or 5 as a physical release. But yeah, it does have like the English voiceovers, but also the Japanese voiceover, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, very excited about this one. Was very happy that I was actually able to find like a copy. It's kind of difficult to find though. The prices on eBay are crazy, and on Vinted I only saw one copy also for like 60 or 80 or so. The price seems to hover around that. But yeah, I was very lucky to pick this one up for 30, like brand new. Now, this all started with me playing DMC on the PlayStation 4, also a fantastic game. And after that, I actually purchased Devil May Cry 5 for the PlayStation 5. Also a fantastic game, and a game that I actually ignored at the beginning because you have to switch out like characters throughout the story. Normally, I like to focus on one character and fully upgrade them. But Devil May Cry 5 really does a fantastic job to, you know, incorporate that within the story, and it makes sense why you are switching out with the characters. It tells like the story in a very cool way. Devil May Cry 5 is very cool. Really, it is. But yeah, that really wanted me to, or that made me want to play more Devil May Cry games. And yeah, that is how I started to look for this version of the game. Now, I might own the version or Devil May Cry 4 on the Xbox 360 as well. I'm not too sure, but yeah, my preference is, if I can, is like a PlayStation 4 version. So very happy that I got it now. Still on the lookout for that HD collection for the PlayStation 4. So that one has like 1, 2 and 3. I did own it on the Xbox 360, but yeah, traded it in or sold it. Maybe I was a bit too quick, because that collection is getting more difficult to find on the PlayStation 4. And yeah, I don't know. I just, similar to all the other games, kind of want to focus on that price range of around like 415, you know. That one should be a bit higher, but yeah, I just not have found like a good deal for that one. Anyway, until then, I have my hands full with 4. I don't know how 4 ranks between like all the Devil May Cry games, but I expect like action and a lot of coolness. Yeah. Anyway, that is gonna do it. You know, a decent stack of games, and yeah, again, similar to like last week, all within, you know, that 14 or that 15 euro price range. I'm very curious about like Forspoken and Alone in the Dark, and I think the games that I know for sure that I will enjoy is like Spyro, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Devil May Cry 4, the special edition. Yeah, Alone in the Dark and Forspoken. Really don't know what to expect. I will keep you updated in a later video if I have found some time to at least briefly play them and check them out. Alone in the Dark. It should be good, right? Is there? This is an honest question. Is there actually like a good Alone in the Dark game? The PlayStation 2 version is like, yeah, it is okay. I remember playing it on a PC way back then on my 486. Did not understand it at all, but that was maybe because I was too young to play a game like that. Is there a good Alone in the Dark game? I don't know. I'm really not well versed in the Alone in the Dark game thingy. Anyway, maybe you know. Maybe you have an opinion about it. Let me know. Well, with that said though, that is gonna do it. Thanks all for watching, and as always, thanks for the likes and the subscribes in the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate it. And yeah, next week it's gonna be a Switch game video again, I promise. Yeah, for sure. See you all later.